Hey everybody, my name's Andy. Welcome to the channel. So if you watched the video of the unveiling of the Jeep Wrangler to the channel, you'll notice that I did say I had one issue with the Wrangler and I talked the person down another $500. Now today I'm going to tell you what that issue is. I am going to be spraying some degreaser on it. This is just some gunk degreaser on it. We're going to clean that off and then I'm going to drive it a few days and just see exactly how bad this leak may or may not be. And so let me get you off the tripod, take you underneath the Jeep, show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we're underneath the Jeep and I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there, there is some oil. It may be a rear main leaking. It also had a PCV valve off. The hose was off of it, and the mechanic up there, when I bought the Jeep, actually put the hose back on. He said that could have been the issue, and that's why we're actually going to clean this off. And then I'm going to drive it for a few days and see how bad the leak actually is. If it doesn't leak anymore, we're going to say the PCV valve actually fixed it. If it does leak, I guess we'll have to fix this. Now, I looked this up online. It's about a, I don't know, $400 to $500 fix or something like that. But for the price that I got this Jeep with all the other ones around, I came out really good on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray that degreaser all over this area here. Let that set for 15 minutes and then we're going to clean it off and we'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I sprayed degreaser very liberally all over every bit of it. It's dripping all over the place. We're just going to let that work about 15 minutes. Spray that off. Be back and show you the outcome. Okay guys, we're back. It's been about 15 minutes. We're going to take the water hose, spray this off. It's getting a little dark out here. Like I said, for the price that I got this Jeep, for what I've seen other Jeeps at, even if the rear main is leaking, I can have this fixed way cheaper with the options that I got than I could have one of the other ones I looked at and add all the options to it. I mean, like I said in the other video, this thing has probably close to $6,000 or more worth of options and upgrades done to it already, and they were done right. I know who did those, so they were done correctly. No fear about that. So if a rear main even cost me $700 or $800 to have fixed, that's way cheaper than $6,000 worth of mods that I would have had to pay for out of my pocket. Even the tires were in really good shape. We'll do a review of those. I'm still not sure about those mud terrain tires on the highway. I will be taking this off-road. It is a Jeep. I took my other one off-road a couple of times, nothing major, only got one time on footage. This one will be going off-road. It is here to stay unless something catastrophic happens to it because I have tons of room in this Jeep. So let's get that water hose, get this sprayed off, and we'll show you what it looks like without it. Now I won't do the final, posting of this video until after I've driven this a few days and gave it a chance to kind of start leaking again and see how bad the leak is, if it even starts leaking again. That way you guys can see how bad it is, if it's something that even needs to be worried about. I mean, if I drive it, a week and you can't even see any oil on it, I may not even worry about it, to tell you the truth about it. Now, if I drive it a week and it looks like it does now, we'll go ahead and have that replaced. But let's get that water hose, get it sprayed off, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, it's getting a little dark under here, so I'm gonna shine a little light. You can see how clean it is now. It's nice and silver. Everything back up underneath here, other than just in the back right there, stained, is nice. I had some oil in these spots right here where those black little plugs are. So we're just gonna drive this, I don't know, maybe a week or so and see if there's any oil buildup on that, see if we get any drips or anything, and see what that looks like. So, here's the hoping I don't have much issue, but if we do, we'll get her fixed. Be back and see y'all in a week. Okay, everybody. So we have driven the Jeep now approximately 400 miles in a week. So it's been a week since I shot this video, and I drove the crap out of it. Over the past week, I drove this thing everywhere. I've took it to Pigeon Forge and back. I've took it to Johnson City and back a couple of times. I've drove it all over town. I've just literally been everywhere in this Jeep. And put about 400 miles on it in a week. And so now we're going to climb up underneath it. And we're going to see if we have an oil leak and just how bad it is. I think we will have an oil leak. I've not really checked it much. I checked it once when I got back from Pigeon Forge, and I could see there was just a little bit of almost looked wet in the seam, but I haven't really checked it since then. But I think we'll have one. I don't know how bad it'll be. I don't know why there would have been oil on it that we had to clean off to start with if we didn't have an oil leak. So I think we will. I'm just hoping it ain't that bad. And even if it is just a minor oil leak, I don't know if I can't not have it fixed, because it's going to drive me crazy knowing that I have some kind of an oil leak. So, to tell you the truth about it, I don't know. I'll probably still have it fixed, and I'll keep y'all updated on that, depending on how bad it is. But let's get you off a tripod, climb up underneath it, see how bad it is, and see if we can have one. Okay, you can see right here that there most definitely is a leak. You can see a little bit right there. And if I shine the light up in here, it looks like it's coming probably from this area right up through here. Now, when I look on up in there, I don't really see anything that looks like it's leaking. I'm trying to figure out where the lights leak. There we go. I don't really see anything that looks like it's leaking up in there. Just really looks like it's kind of coming out of this corner right here. And then it's kind of running back here. So I do believe we have a leak right here in the rear main. And some people thought that it might be coming from the oil pan, but I do not believe that's the case. I believe it's coming right here out of this little corner where the light's hitting right now. So I don't believe that's bad. Actually, there's not even a drip on the ground. So it's really, really not that bad, but that will drive me nuts knowing that's leaking right there, and I'll have to get that fixed. So I'll let you know what people say. Actually, I've already checked into it just in case that's what it is, and I'll let you know what that cost is here in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, we do most definitely have a very, very small leak, and I would say that's probably not even enough for me to even have to add oil to it over the period of an oil change. I'm not really sure about the oil change on this. I'm not sure if it's every 3,000 or 5,000 miles. I need to look that up. The guy had just had the oil changed whenever I bought it. And I think, actually I say he just had it. We're about 1,000 miles into an oil change and it's still perfectly fine. So I really don't believe that there's any issue as far as like wouldn't need to add oil or anything like that. So I think we're good, but me just knowing that my Jeep has a slight leak is going to drive me crazy. So I have called, just because I want to be prepared for this video, I called the dealership. The dealership where I live wanted $8,050 to fix the rear main seal. Now he told me that he'd been there 9 years and had only seen one rear main seal in a Jeep that was leaking, but obviously mine is number 2. Also, I called Johnson City and they said $1,750. Now, I don't know what the difference is between those two dealerships. There's literally 40 miles, 45 miles between them, and there's $700 between their price. That's a huge difference. I told that lady that I'd actually got a quote of $1,050 from another dealership, and she just basically said, screw you, that's what my computer says, good luck. So we won't be going there. But I did call another place that I usually have work on all my vehicles, and they are very reputable. They do a ton of work, and they're known for around here for one of the best mechanics around. So, and they said it would probably be around $600, $650-ish to do it. There is one more place I want to call, and that is where I picked the Jeep up at. You know, I bought this off an individual. He went through a custom shop per se that customizes Jeeps and to do the sale. So I'm thinking I'll probably give them a call since they work on Jeeps every single day. You know, they've had the transmissions out of this thing. They probably do it rather quickly, I guess. If you do things enough, it becomes second nature to you. So they probably know how to take those out and put them back in with their eyes shut. And that is who I would kind of like to have do this, somebody that does this a lot and, you know, really works on these things every day. The guy I was talking about that's a good mechanic here that would do it for around $600, $650. He said he's never done that, but, you know, don't see any reason why he couldn't, because they're kind of all the same. You pull out the transmission, you put the seal back in, you put the transmission back in. I just don't have the means to do it. It's a lot easier if you have like a lift and can get up underneath it, and I don't have that, so I'm going to pay someone else to do that. But like I said, I'm going to call the place I picked it up. They're called Ruba Trucks. They're in Boone, North Carolina, and I'm going to call them and see what they would charge, and if they're kind of around the same price as the $650, $700 range, I'm probably going to let them do it just because they specialize in Jeeps and do this every day. So there it is. The Jeep actually did have an issue. Is it major? No, it's not major. I don't think, like I said, I'd ever have to add oil to this. It just bugs me. I'm that person. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.